The reason why I don't really take it to the bank when certain women, and I say certain women, when certain women complain about the men in their lives, not committing, whether they're talking about their baby father or their ex or their current BF. The reason why I don't take it to the bank is because most of the time they are not victims, they are volunteers, especially when you just do a little bit of investigation. And the older you get, the closer you realize that, especially when you're dealing with American women tend to overlook red flags of the guys that they're sexually attracted to. Bottom line. And same thing goes for men. But at least when the thing goes bad, I have heard men say, you know what, I should have seen. They'll acknowledge that they low-key, they ignored that red flag. They will acknowledge ignoring. Even when I show that, I don't know if I ever did it. Yeah, I think I did a show on DaBaby when DaBaby and Danny Lay was arguing in that video last year that went viral. And he was just like, man, I skeeted in the wrong thing. Even DaBaby. He just like, look, I skeeted in the wrong thing. But, that's my responsibility. I got to handle that. Even the most scandalous of dudes will be like, look, I overlooked this. I can't even. They'll say that. Even if they're complaining about it, they'll say what a woman will say about the red flags. They will see it, completely go past. I'm talking about just completely forget about it and then say, I never saw the red flags. Or they'd be like, men will be deceiving, even though men have not changed. men have not changed. Men have not changed since the beginning of time. We have not changed. And really women haven't either, but men have not changed. The reason why people will see the difference in women now is just because women are trying to be like men and it's backfiring on everybody, not just themselves. Anyway, let's look at this, because the reason why I brought up men overlooking red flags, this girl I'm about to show you is a whole red flag, but she's getting a pass because she's pretty and light skinned and she has decent hair. Let me bring her up real quick because she's a clown to me, but I'm looking at the comment section. I could tell a man is going to save a girl like this and realize, man, what's her problem? But like I say, men overlook red flags too. And then they'll realize, okay, I overlooked this, but at the moment they'll ignore the red flags too. The only difference is women will ignore the red flags and act like they could have never seen it coming. That's the difference between us. But let me bring this up. Because this is hilarious to me. This girl here, this is hilarious. This is a story from June. What's her name? Kamrin, a vibrant woman navigating the world of singlehood. Having recently ended a relationship where she felt more like the provider than a partner, Kamrin shares her candid insights into modern dating and the importance of finding a balance in relationships. All right, let's hear what this clown has to say.
Are you single or in a relationship right now?
I'm newly single.
What happened in the last one?
Just got tired of paying for everything. It was me, the provider. I just want him to pay for himself. That's about it. If you could pay for yourself, I'm good with that.
Where'd you meet?
Tinder. Never meet boys on Tinder. It's a bad idea.
Tell me more. Why?
I think, well, for one, him in his bio was like, let me be your red flag for a week.
Fair use.
I think that's when you should ignore somebody, but I was a glutton for punishment, so.
Are you single or in a relationship?
All right, let's break this down. She met the dude off Tinder. The guy said, let me be your red flag. And out of all the people she matched with him. You see what I mean? There's no victims, just only volunteer. And I told you, women will mess with strangers that they are intrigued by. And what's intriguing to most American women is a guy that is sort of a dit to her when you're talking about American raised women. And this is why they get the results that they have. Like, I remember showing you guys, I remember showing a video. It was literally a mother and daughter, right? And they both said, I love that. Like they said, all men are trash. And then the guy asked, okay, would you want to rather date a toxic guy or a good guy? And they both said bad boy. I was like, oh my God. Like I was like, literally like daughter, like mother. Stupidity passed down from generation to generation, right? And then these are the people talking about all men ain't this. And they're clearly choosing toxic people to have relationships with. But let me break this down real quick for you guys, because the comment section is not it. These dudes, they don't get it.
Right now.
I'm newly single.
What happened in the last one?
Just got tired of paying for everything.
She said she got tired of paying for everything. So clearly she found a guy that was attractive. And not only that, I can tell he had other 304s on the side. And the thing is with broke pookies or broke chads, I'm assuming it was a broke pookie. On this one. Not sure if it was a broke chad on that end. I believe this was a broke pookie with her. in her case. I could be wrong. This one, I am not 100% sure on this one, but I'm assuming it was a broke pookie. And what people don't understand with broke pookies, what if broke pookie is getting rewarded with punani by multiple women, where is his incentive to do better in life? Like, what's the incentive for these broke drug dealers that be giving out weed as long as they get punani? What's the incentives for that drug dealer to to move up in life and actually make his stuff legit? What's the incentive? You know what I'm saying? So that's what a lot of ladies don't understand. They'll be like, okay, I can change him and whatnot. And really, when they say I can change him, it's only for pookie, right? A drug dealer, a guy that's blessed physically. Blessed genetically, and that could mean in his face. That could mean he had muscles. That means downstairs. It could have been the whole thing. He was just broke. But if you have one of the three, right? If you have one of the three or more, you can get a woman with money to pay for everything. She was probably paying that man's child support. Like if a woman's that attracted to you, she'll pay your child support. She'll pay for you if she's attracted to you. Now, she's not going to take care of if you're just a regular dude and you're broke, she's not going to do that. You need to have something that's messed up with you.
It was me, the provider. I just want him to pay for himself. That's about it.
You see? So now the next man that she's going to date, she's saying all you need to do is pay for yourself. I can pay for myself. He just needs to pay for himself. No, that's not what she's saying. The next man is going to have to pay for everything. When women say, I just want a guy that, they always ask, okay, do you want the guy to make more or you make more? They always say at least equal to me or more. When they say equal to me, to them, they mean more. That's what they mean. Because if you're making, especially then what happens is that same girl, if you happen to make more, she's going to end up losing her job. Like right on schedule, she's going to lose her job and it's just going to be you. Like it's clockwork. This stuff is very common. So what she's asking for, she's not asking for equality because she was the provider in the last relationship. So now she's like, no, the next person has to be the provider. She doesn't mean that she wants 50. She doesn't want 50-50. She wants the next dude, and she'll lower her physical standards. She will. I can tell. She'll lower it, but the next man is going to have to pay for everything. Right? So like, and remember, when women in their mind, they think they're settling, even though the guy's really settling for her. But in her mind, settling in her mind, right? It's like, okay, I'm not going to go for the quarterback of the team. I'm going to go for the tight end. That's settling in her mind. That's settling in her mind. I'm not going to go for the rapper. I'm just going to go for the songwriter. That's when they say, oh, when I lowered my standards, that's what they mean by lowering their lowering their standards. And when they get played by that guy, that's when they really go insane. Like I can tell this was a pookie because she doesn't look too stressed out about it, even though she's messed up, but she has a composure, right? But the next guy that she gets and he messes up, when she feels like she's lowering her standards, that's when you're going to get the key on the car. That's when that's when she's going to bring the drama. That's when she starts keeping your kid out of spite and all of that. Like this woman right here, people don't realize that she is a walking red flag. A walking red flag.
You pay for yourself, I'm good with that.
Where'd you meet?
Tinder. Never meet boys on Tinder. It's a bad idea.
Tell me more. Why?
I think, well, for one, in his bio was like, let me be your red flag for a week. I think that's when you know you should ignore somebody.
But she was intrigued. First of all, clearly, because now so clearly he had the looks. Clearly he had the looks because Tinder is just basically just off looks, right? So she gave him a shot. That's the only time. Like if you're broke, is like I already said, it's got to be one of the three: face, muscles, or basically genetically. You got to have a genetic gift on you out of one of the three, right? And really, I should say face, height, or downstairs. One of the three. And maybe he had all three, but I know now that she says it. I know he had two out of the three, at least two out of the three. And women will pay for a guy like that. They'll take their hard working money and pay for a Chad boyfriend that makes them look good in public. Well, you got to understand in this Instagram ran life, ladies now, women don't really have friends anymore. Right? Women just have people. The people that women try to have around them is people that that's gonna look good for them in a picture. That's in 2023. What people don't understand, even when you look at these Instagram families or this Instagram husband and wife and whatnot, that's a sham. Most of those times, those are like toxic relationships. The husband is cheating like a motherfucker, or she's cheating like a motherfucker, and it's just like, look, let's just take this video real quick. It'll get us some followers. That's what women are all about right now. Instagram. What looks good for them to the outside world? It's all aesthetic, all fake. This is why that's why people in general are getting the results that they are. And it's not just women that do this too. And people might disagree with me on that, but let me not even go into that. Let's stick to her.
But I was a glutton for punishment, so.
A glutton for punishment. Need I say more? Let me look at these comments. Hold on for a second. Yeah, this is the comment right here. He told her what he was about, and she still wanted to change him. This is why I never believe women when they say, oh, he changed. No, I'm telling you. And I showed you that red flag video. Okay, this is how I could put it, because I already made a video about this when we talk about red flags. It was in one of my live streams, recent live streams. The 4-hour live stream that I did. I told you what we think should be a red flag for a woman to look out for. They don't see that as a red flag. Future isn't a red flag to women. Russell Wilson is. Russell Wilson only becomes viable as an option when she hits the wall. Then she's looking for a rescue. Because anything, this is how I can put it for you guys. A red flag to a woman in terms of looking for a partner is any person that puts them in a position where they have to take personal accountability. Meaning, if she does go for a decent guy, even if the decent guy does dirt, since people know he's a good and decent guy around the community, people are going to always ask her, are you doing your part? Because he's doing his part. A woman will mess with a Chad or a Tyrone, right? But if he's telling her up front, hey, yo, this is no strings attached, that's a red flag in her mind, because he's already telling her what it is. So now the accountability goes back to her. So now she can't say, oh, he tricked me, he was abusive, he was controlling, manipulative. She can't say that about that Chad. So she'll mess with that Chad for a little bit, right? But she will stay with a situationship type, I don't like that word, but she'll stay in a friends with benefits situation with a guy that's telling her clear lies, and she knows it, but it allows her the room to be delusional. So now when the shit hits the fan, when it goes wrong, when she catches feelings, she could say, oh, he was controlling and manipulative, and she could save all the text of him gassing her head up, right? Or she'll just go out with a completely reprehensible human being, because at the end of the day, people can be like, oh, well, he's reprehensible. That's why women will go with a drug dealer, especially in the States, because at the end of the day, she still has power over him in terms of if he goes out of line, she can say he's a drug dealer. I know all of his, this is not like overseas in South America. If you are dating a drug dealer, which happens a lot still, but they just can't talk about it. They can't brag about it like they do here in the States. Because if they find out that you're dating a drug dealer overseas, you're stuck with that person. You can't just be like, oh, I was a victim. Nope. You can't do that over in like Ecuador, Colombia, and blah, blah, blah. You stuck. That's a roller coaster ride you cannot get off of. And the people of the community will not allow you to get off that ride. That's your lane. Now, many women still do that. They'll still participate, but they'll do it under the cover. They won't brag about it like they do here in the States. A red flag, I remember making a video and I named the professions of the red flags that women should avoid in certain people that they shouldn't. A red flag, it's basically a waste of time for me to make a video like that, because a red flag in a woman, what they see as a red flag is a guy that's already showing her what it is, because the accountability goes back to her. Because even her closest of friends will be like, well, he did tell you. You see what I mean? He did tell you what it was. They'll mess with a rich dude, right? Or a sugar daddy or whatever. But as soon as he's made it clear, like, yo, this is not nothing serious. You do know that, right? She'll mess with him she'll be like, oh yeah, thank you for telling me the truth. But she's going to skedaddle. Not because it's good for it's because now she can't play the victim. It's not a matter of when they say, just tell me the truth so I can have, no. That's a trap. That's a trap. There's a reason why. Look what's happening to Sierra. Sierra was dropping all these still independent records, talking about how she is independent and blah, blah, blah. And her own straggle daggle fans called her out. They're like, you found your this is your Sierra's prayer. They're like, you can't be making records like that no more. The Straggles called her out. This is why girls like Sierra do not go for Russell Wilson, because they're gonna have to put in their fair share of work. They want, especially when you're dealing with American women, they want to be in a space where they can be delusional. You have to basically create a space of delusion for them to just dance in, and she will be in that dance forever, because she knows if things go south, she can blame you for it and get away with it. Same thing with that girl that I showed you. That is a walking red flag. Any dude that takes that on, good luck to you. I know they can't see it because they're looking at her face and they're like, what could possibly go wrong? Everything.